I'm here actually to meet an amazing internet marketer called Neil Stafford. The two Neils, they have been in the UK internet marketing market for like over 10 years, which is really a long time if you look at internet marketing. And I'm talking to him today about running a webinar on public domain. He's the expert. He made hundreds of thousands using public domain strategies. And I'm just going to go into the hotel and I've got to be quiet.
Hello sir, how are you today?
Thank you very well. He was the doorman who gave me the ticket, so it's really awesome here. I'll just show you. So actually, I just spotted Neil over there and James, so I'm just going to go over there. Hey guys, it's Daniel here, and I'm sitting here in the beautiful gallery of the newly renovated St. Pancras Hotel here in central London. And I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mr. Neil Stafford.
Thank you, Daniel.
It's been really good. Neil and I know each other for, what is it now? 3 years?
No, I think it's actually a bit longer than that. Probably approaching 4.5, nearly 5 years.
Wow.
When we first met.
I remember the first time when you registered on my radar, so to say, it was 2007 September.
Yes. Yeah.
When you and Neil, so if you haven't heard about the two Neils, look it up, the two Neils, famous internet marketers in the UK. And you were on stage amongst a plethora of kind of the big gurus.
That's right. Yeah.
But you did something very, very different to the rest.
Yeah, well, it was interesting. There was 12 speakers over 3 days, and we were the only Brits on there.
Yeah.
We decided, okay, let's approach this differently. And we gave a step-by-step guide, if you remember, and more about what we do as well. And, you know, we're not afraid to reveal some of our niches, and as you know, we're in the soccer coaching niche, which has been going since 2003.
It's incredible.
So we're quite happy to say, listen, this is what we do, have a look at what we do, this is how we built our business, and then give the steps that we do as well.
I think that was the main difference I noticed. As you might have been to some of those internet marketing events, that the big gurus have some big secret, and then you got to run to the back to buy the big secret. And the two Neils have done it very, very differently. As Neil just said, they shared all how they've done it, and then said, people, we can help you do that. And you're running also something called Internet Marketing Review.
Yeah, Internet Marketing
For
Review.
how long now?
First published, it's a printed newsletter,
Yeah.
believe it or not. First published December 2000. So that's every month.
I didn't even know
newsletter.
internet marketing existed in 2000.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It always makes me smile when people say it's an internet marketing newsletter.
Yeah, printed.
Printed,
on
yes,
paper.
yeah. And it always makes me smile when we hear some people say, yes, I've got the longest running newsletter. I first published it in 2006.
Wow.
And you think, okay,
no,
maybe
not quite.
Yeah. Obviously now that's backed up by a membership site like yourselves. We work with a lot of clients, coaching, training, teaching as well.
But from those members, I mean, who got this newsletter, you got many year-long members, correct?
In fact, the first, can't name, but the first ever subscriber we had is still a member.
That's incredible.
Yeah, first, it's the number one. It took, when the fun part behind it, I always say is, listen, this is tenacity. We had one subscriber for the first 6 months.
Wow.
One.
And you stuck with it.
Yeah,
There must have been in your mind thinking, is it worth carrying on?
Well, the reason for it was I wanted to know more about internet marketing. So I thought, as we've been chatting, you know that I've published newsletters in the past, so I knew how to do newsletters. So I thought, if I publish a newsletter on internet marketing, I am earning while I learn.
Brilliant.
The guy paid up front, he paid for an annual subscription.
Gosh, so you think, I've got to do that now.
Yeah, it didn't cross my mind to refund him and think that's enough.
Yeah.
I just did it, and it was my fault really, we only had the one because we had other things going on. But when we knuckled down and really got into it, we thought, right, let's build a subscriber base, and it's grown from there.
You mentioned something in earlier, and for people who don't know about your business, you run something called Junior Soccer Coach.
Yes.
Which is, again, can you reveal how big it is? Because I was blown away when I heard it 4 years ago, and I'm sure it's grown ever since.
It certainly has. It's based around people who coach and run junior soccer teams, football teams. Obviously soccer because it's worldwide. It's a membership site. But that started off as believe it or not, a cassette tapes, remember them? Interview that I did with my business partner.
He's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Cassette tapes and paper newsletters in 2000. This is crazy.
And then we developed that into a membership site where people pay us on a monthly basis, and now we've obviously got DVDs, training courses, manuals. We sponsor leagues in the US. We do some work with some of the leagues actually in North Africa now, and help them and send out kids.
But that's new. When I mentioned last that you weren't like worldwide, you definitely.
Well, most of the bases it's 40% US, 45 UK, 10% Canada, Australia, New Zealand, then a small percentage, then non-English.
How big is it in numbers?
In numbers, several thousand, shall we say?
Several thousand.
Several thousand.
Cool.
Yeah.
So one thing I want you to quickly gather your thoughts around. Neil and Neil have been doing this for like more than 10 years. They're consistently working on their business, growing their existing niches. And this is just something that I really admire and that I want to model and have been modeling for my own business. It's not about a launch quickly here, a launch quickly there.
Longevity.
Hope we find something, because that's not a business model, as I've been teaching you for a long time. So you are really a prime example of building a solid business using marketing and internet marketing.
Absolutely.
So not the wrong way around. People said, "Oh, where's my internet marketing business?" I said, "No, let's do it the wrong way around. Business, marketing, and internet."
Yeah, internet's just one channel, a very effective channel when it's used correctly. But as you know, it can be abused, and people can go down the route and think this thing doesn't work. No, it does work. It's got to be done correctly.
And you also have different coaching and mentoring programs where you help people.
Internet Marketing Review is £24.95 a month for Gold membership. We have Gold Plus, and then we have various coaching groups in there as well.
Excellent. And James and I were actually part of some of those levels, and we always try to work closer with the two Neils. And that's actually part of what we're meeting today. We want to talk about working closer together, doing good stuff together. So after that wonderful introduction, I want to actually talk about a specific topic that we touched on a call recently, and it is the area of public domain. One of your pet peeves, is that a word? Is it what you say? It's just something you love.
Something, not peeves, pet loves maybe.
Okay.
Pet projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does pet peeve mean? Something you hate?
Not hate, but irritates you.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is it. Being a foreigner. Sorry, guys. He loves it.
We let him off.
Let him off. Germans, hey. So it's something you really love, and can you explain first of all what is it, and why should people right now listen to you about it? So why would it be of interest to our dear watchers and listeners?
Well, let me tell you a little story. I found out and heard about public domain information back in probably 2000, 2001. And in this context, public domain information is information that's out there, and it's public.
It's in the public domain.
Yeah, it's in the public. Okay. You are free to take and use. There's no royalties, there's no copyright, there's no legalities around it. So in this context, we're looking at books, published matter, printed matter that's in the public domain. Now, I'll give you an example. There's books, there's music, there's film, there's radio, there's images, there's photos.
That you're free to use.
Free to use.
And could you sell it?
You can sell it.
Okay.
I'll give you an example of one gentleman we know in the States who actually took the images taken by NASA. Now, the American government is more free in its use of copyright than we are in the UK at the moment. And he took those images, because they're free to take and use, and set them to music. Classical music, again, in the public domain, and sold it on CD that you play on the computer. Wow. So it's images of space, backed up by classical music. That's just one use of it. Another one you may have heard of is Sense and Sensibility, Emma Thompson film. Again, Sense and Sensibility, an old book, out of copyright now. She took and adapted it to new material and turned it into a film. Again, a multi-million-pound film from a free piece of work that she took. So how can we use that as...
I just wondered, I was just thinking Emma Thompson films, it sounds like complicated, NASA photographs and music. So for an internet marketer, is there, because internet marketing is just a fast changing industry, what could be out of copyright, which means old stuff, that's still relevant today?
Absolutely, I'll give you some examples. So in this context, we're talking about books.
Okay.
When we're talking about public domain, we're talking about books, and importantly, books first published in the United States. And the reason we do the United States is the United States copyright laws are easier to follow, and when you know how, you can go and check whether something's in copyright. The UK, Canada, Australia, a lot of the European Union, it's very, very hard to go and find out whether something is or isn't in copyright. In the UK, a book goes out of copyright 70 years from the end of the year that the author died.
Oh, right.
So then you have to go and find out, and there is cases where it can be renewed.
So in the US it's a lot simpler, they just got like a cut-off date and...
with the US, and you can go and check as well.
Okay. So
let me give you one date which people can keep in mind now, which is anything published in the United States before 1923, so up to and including December the 31st, 1922, is now in the public domain that you can go and take in use. So like you said, 1923, that's a while ago. Even I'm not that old. So is it relevant today? And let me give you an example of books that we sell. One of them is The Secrets of Chinese Cooking. Right?
Okay.
It's a book that we've been selling since 2003. It was first published, if I remember right, it was about 1912. So I can't cook Chinese food. I can order it, I can pick up the phone, but from the research that we did back then and things that I noticed that people were interested in it's not just a recipe book, it's a book about Chinese recipes, Chinese culture, how to serve it, how to cook it. So it's a bit more than just a recipe book, but there's people looking for this. So I went and used my knowledge in the public domain to find where I can find one of these books. I got the book, I checked the copyright, it was out of copyright because it was pre-1923. I ordered it, I then scanned it, turned it into a PDF, did a little bit of editing and sold it online.
Wow. And you're selling it for the last 8 years?
Yes.
The great thing about stuff like this, and first of all, it's a novel concept to me and many people out there. I never saw public domain information before. Many people struggle for content, valuable content, So this is awesome. And also, if something's been relevant for the last 100 years, it's a good chance it will be relevant for another 10, correct?
Chinese cooking.
That won't change.
Exactly. A lot of we do one called Easy Rock Gardens, which is about rock gardening or alpine gardens. Think about it, a lot of sport techniques, especially golf.
Yeah.
You know, golf.
Massive niches.
Massive niche. So if you could find a book that's in the public domain, now remember 1923 is just one date. There is other dates that you need to be aware of that you can check. But if you can find a book that's in the public domain that covers a topic that you sell or you're involved with, you don't need to sell it as a book. You know, you're free to take and use to cut it up to use.
So you could actually create an audio from it. You could read it. You can.
Interesting. Audio.
Is it something you've done as well?
Yes, we took an old martial art book and turned it into a DVD. Now, that's interesting. Yeah. So
how do you do that?
The book talked about self-defense, and in there was images of people holding, throwing, kicking, punching. So we went to a local club and said, what we'd like to do is film your guys doing these moves.
Excellent.
Yeah, and we turned it into a DVD called Self-Defense for the Streets. And 18 months ago, that got bought out by a publisher, and we sold the rights of that to a publishing company.
So that is like a strategy that also I haven't considered, that you create products and the publisher will then actually buy you out.
Yeah, so we were selling it. They came to us and said, we've got a lot of martial artistic titles, we'd like that one for our stable, and agreed on a figure, and sold it.
That sounds good. I'm pretty much blown away. So for people watching right now, how could it help you? If you're an internet marketer and you work in a specific niche, you will always be looking for valuable content either way, correct?
Yeah.
And I remember a friend of mine sent me Think and Grow Rich, and he seemed to think that was something you could use.
You've got to be careful with Think and Grow Rich. There is several different editions, and it's only the 1937 edition that's in the public domain. Because within a certain date period, in America, the author had to renew its copyright in its 28th year.
All right.
If it fell within certain dates,
so if he
not the 27th, not the 29th, the 28th year.
If that lapsed, if he forgot that, then it was
fell into public domain, and they can't re-copyright it.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, within this date range in the US, it's estimated as many as 85% of non-fiction books didn't have the copyright renewed.
Wow.
Now we Think and Grow Rich.
You need to find out what that is.
Yeah.
Because if you're breaching copyright, you're in serious trouble, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So as much there's an opportunity, there is also a big danger to people if you don't do it right.
Correct.
Cool. I get it. So let's talk more. So this book, this Think and Grow Rich, you could, if you got the right version, you could actually say Think and Grow Rich for internet marketers.
Absolutely.
Write a forward,
Yes.
bang your photo on, and say Daniel Wagner and Napoleon Hill.
Correct.
Yeah. And that would be content I could give away.
You could give it away.
Or
sell it.
Bonus
You could turn it into an e-course.
An audiobook.
Printed book. Yes. The whole
DVD.
Yes. They'll all be done by next week.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, that's good. So, why am I exploring this topic with you today? Because you actually want to give a lot more information about it in a webinar, correct?
Correct.
So what can people expect if they take an hour out and listen to more what you've got to say? What kind of strategies are in the webinar? What kind of content nuggets will you be sharing?
We'll show people how to dominate a niche online using this free content. That's what we do. We'll show them where to find the free content, how to check copyright, how to and where to order the book from, how to prepare that book for sale as an ebook, as a course, as the DVD. In fact, we'll give you 13 uses of public domain material that you can use in your business as well, whether you're an affiliate marketer or a product developer and marketer as well.
Okay, so
Plus, here's a little teaser, and we're going to give them one site and 2 words that if they're ever stuck for an idea or what to do their business on, you can put these 2 words into this one site, and I guarantee you'll be there for hours sifting through the results, thinking, my word, look at that, look at that, look at that.
So instead of thinking, what should I do, scratching your head, you're going to scratch your head, which one should I choose? Yeah,
correct.
So much opportunity. Wow. So let's go back. You mentioned affiliate marketers and product creators, product owners.
Yeah.
So that means you can actually become a very prolific product creator by just using this stuff, bundling it together.
Yeah.
You can create new courses from putting information from multiple niches, combining it, bit of magic sauce.
One of the guys we showed how to do this actually went out and got a lot of classic marketing books and brought them together.
And actually, marketing is another topic that hasn't changed that much, really. Isn't it? The media has changed, but a lot of the traditional marketing is...
Well, you're very much like us. We go back in time and look at the old masters. Yeah, because there is nothing new under the sun unless you're a rocket scientist on the leading edge of development. But if you can go back and bring that information to the fore, sometimes you could do some editing in there, put your own stuff in there, you can update it. For example, the Think and Grow Rich example, with the right edition, you could update for the modern age with your spin on it.
I like that. Because I found that many people struggle for new content.
Yes.
So that would finally eradicate that.
Correct.
No, one less excuse, okay? If you just sitting there and think, but that was my favorite excuse, I got no content. So you will literally blow it out of water.
Yes.
So if people spend an hour with us on the webinar, you will tell them where to find public domain information.
Yes.
Not just one source, but
several sources
that you use
and
if you make money from for the last 15 years.
It sounds about that long, doesn't it? Yeah, but it's not just, if people know a little bit about public domain, you've probably heard of Project Gutenberg. It's not Project Gutenberg. We'll tell you why we don't use that on the call, but we'll give you not 1, not 2, but several places you can go and find public domain information. Okay,
then you show them how to use that information to create tangible or intangible virtual products.
Correct. 4 different ways to check the copyright.
And that's very important because as we said, it's great to get free information, but if you get it wrong, you can get in trouble.
Yeah.
And then you show them how to market as well and how to bonus it.
Yeah, how to bonus it, how to develop it, how to put it together. Plus, right at the end of the webinar, we're going to give you 6 hot niches that we know public domain information sells in very well.
Because you've done it.
Yes.
And it works for you and many of your students.
Yeah.
Wow. So guys, I think that has been a really nice preview. I think if you got any sense, common or less common sense, you've got to make time for the webinar with Neil. He will be sharing how to find public domain information that sells, how to package it for the modern age, so to say, how to actually get value out of that, and also then how to market it, which is obviously a key point. I look forward to the webinar very much. James and I are always looking for great content. We can give more value to our subscribers, to our list. And this is just one of the ways we do it. So the webinar will be, I think there will be a registration either
just below or just
here or here, somewhere around this video. You will be able to register for the webinar. Pass that link on, let people know about it. It's going to be awesome content. It's unique in many ways. It also is something that will outlive many of the kind of modern methods of the latest craze. This is something that's been around for a long time. A secret underground technique not used very much. I look forward to sharing lots more. And Neil, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Take care.